Wrap it up, it's fish and I feel it, wrap it up, it's fish and I feel it. Let's make fish on papillote. What is on papillote? It means in a paper thing, okay? What you're doing essentially is steaming fish in an almost enclosed packet. It's an incredible skill and it looks very flashy and exciting and it's sort of a dynamic presentation. So we're going to make some cod fillets, but before we start, I just wanted to give a shout out to Gary Izerwinski, who made these beautiful pot holders for me. They're excellent, and they're also really good trivets. This is just two. He's sent me a whole bunch of them. How fabulous is that? Do you know who Gary is, you guys? Do you know who he is? He's 13 Soap 13. Thank you, Gary. I love these. So I did a dinner based on the incredible sake from the Dasai Brewery. I was so inspired by the flavors and everything from Dasai, which you go and do a beautiful walkthrough. They explain how you make sake, and then they give you a great snack and you do a tasting. Well, the tasting was so inspirational that I wanted to create a dinner based around the different kinds of sake they have. So I did, and I wanted to make fish on papillote because I thought it was dramatic. And then I started reading about it. What I discovered was that traditionally, it's not done the way I did it. So this is the traditional way. Let's pretend your fish is in here. Let's just pretend that's it, okay? And you're basically taking it and folding it. And in the end, it ends up looking like sort of like a calzone. You want to leave a little opening here, but you want to keep folding it until you just have a little tiny opening. But I didn't think that was very exciting, that shape. Then I realized that most people, when they open it, they push it onto the plate. So I thought, what if it was like a little present? And the fish was in the bottom and it was like a ball with a string and like a bonbon. And it worked amazingly. The great thing about this is you can set up all your packets and put them in the refrigerator until you're ready for service, because it takes about 9 to 12 minutes in a 400 oven. You can have this lined up, which I did. It was incredible. And then when they were eating their appetizer, I just went and got the tray and put it in the oven. It was like a miracle. In theory, it can sit in the little package all day if you do it before you go to work. So I chose cod because it just seemed, more appropriate to me. It's also underused and it's not respected, and it's an amazing fish. It cooks beautifully. And I went to Cinderella to buy the cod, and I met a fabulous fan called Matt, who was my New York City fishmonger. What a thrill, Matt. You made my year with your compliments to our show. I can't tell you. And it's amazing to have a friend behind the fish counter at Cinderella. Matt, friend of DPT. Matt trimmed this beautifully for me. And of course, I remembered to ooh, that's a beauty. Look at that. Very nice indeed. I'm just drying it a little bit because it's been in the fridge. Now, you don't want to do this if you happen to wait until the last minute to assemble your packets. You don't want to do this part in front of your guests. If there's something wrong with the fish, if you need to go whoop and put it in the garbage, they don't need to see that. And if you're picking it with the fish tweezers, that's for you. It's not for them. This is way in advance, so I'm just gently feeling. Matt trimmed this, so it's unlikely there's anything wrong with it. Not a bone in sight. Now I'm thinking about my packets. People can always have seconds. At the sake dinner, I made probably 6 too many, and 1 went home in a to-go pack. So it was a popular dish. I'm just gonna cut this into some beautiful portions. I think there's 3 portions here, we'll see. Try not to saw. These are our beautiful portions. Now, I'm gonna make this 2 different ways, just for the hell of it, because I know that some people don't have one of the ingredients I'm gonna use and you don't feel like going out and buying it, which I totally understand. I'm gonna make one with koji, which is my new total obsession. It's the marinade of kings. It's a miracle, frankly. Makes the best chicken, best fish, really good pickles. It's amazing. If you use it to make pickles, you want to leave the cut carrots or radish or whatever. then you want to take it out and rinse it slightly. You don't want to serve it with this sort of milky stuff on it. But boy, is it beautiful. It's very salty, so do not have to salt your fish when you're using this. Then we're just going to do one with soy sauce and, glaze, stuff like that. All right? The koji prep is fairly easy. It's basically koji and some nice flavorings. Now, this stuff is not the best looking stuff on planet Earth. It looks weird. I mean, it looks unfortunate. Once you open it, you have to kind of use it. So I'm going to do 2 pieces in the koji and 1 piece in the other marinade. A little vermouth in here, because a little vermouth never killed anybody. We'll put a little sesame oil because it has such a great flavor. This is yuzu kosho. Oh, it's so good. It's very, very spicy, and it makes a beautiful color. I'm going to grate a little ginger into here. Cut the bottom because it's a little bit dried up. For this, because it's a marinade, I would not put big chopped pieces of ginger in, because you're going to chew them. You don't want that. You can put lemongrass in the bottom of your assembly, but I wouldn't put anything that they're going to hit with their teeth in here. You know what I mean? Oh, boy. Now, this is super salty. It's fine. But the fish can hold up to it. I'm just going to taste it. I'm going to put a teeny little bit of yuzu juice in here. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it after we're done. I'm going to pour it in the opening because you really don't want too much citrus on this. A little more vermouth, that's a little thick. I have rice vinegar, but it's far away, so I'm going to use white wine just a little bit, just to brighten it slightly. Okay, that's marinade number 1. Marinade number 2, I'm not going to use anything fancy. I'm going to use a little bit of sesame oil. It has a very distinctive flavor. A little bit of really fancy soy sauce. So I am using fancy soy sauce. But I saw a very fascinating show about artisanal soy sauce from a company called Yamaroku, which is reinvigorating the barrel making for these. The barrels, nobody makes them anymore. It's only like 6 guys. This guy is one of them. But Yamaroku, the guy was so charming and sweet. This is fancy, but who cares, right? If you want, you can use kikkoman. I'm going to put a little vermouth in here. And I'm going to put a little bit of miso in here so it's a little bit fancy. Sorry. This is white miso paste. It's the most mild one. So you can do whatever you like. You want to put vermouth or white wine, herbs. You can put nothing but salt and pepper. You can just salt and pepper the fish and assemble your packet. You'll see. Crack up some green peppercorns in this one. They'll soak and they'll become soft. This might seem crazy. I'm going to put a tiny bit of mustard, which is essentially like putting vinegar that's not clear in here. Gives it a little bit of spice. So those are our 2 marinades. So next thing I'm going to do is cut some very nice rounds of shallots. I want these to be sort of beautiful. Ready for the assembly? First thing we're going to do is dip this in here. Like this. It's a little messy. Okay, let's just do these 2 for now so that I can actually show you this. How beautiful is that? Look at that. So you want to leave this for a little bit, like an hour, okay? You want to leave it to just soak up a little bit of the marinade. Slice up a lemon. Nobody knows who will it be. All right, I'm going to make a little base. The base we're going to make is 3 shallots. We're going to put some big pieces of basil. We're going to save the little ones for garnish. Maybe a little pepper. Okay. Then we're going to take our fish and place it on top, like this. Highly recommend you do not salt this if you're using koji. How chic is that, right? I forgot the tarragon, which should go underneath. I'll just put some here, how about? It's already kind of dramatic. So I'm putting 1 piece of lemon on top, and then on top of the lemon, I'm using the pretty leaves of basil like this. Oh my God, it's so cute. Basil is very, very good flavor for fish. And I'm gonna put a little squirt of pepper on top. Now, who's helping me? Yeah. Okay. There's the opening. Okay, great. That's perfect, okay. You want to get a little sort of finger-sized opening in there.
Is that to let the steam out?
Yes, okay. And also we're going to put a liquid in here right before we cook it. Number one, this is the different marinade, but it's a pretty similar idea. Big pieces of basil, tarragon. Voila, comme ça. Slice of lemon, please. Okay, a little bit of pepper. Pretty pieces of basil. Okay. Make sure you have that little opening. So I think that's chicer to me.
Very pretty.
Than the calzone shape. And this comes to the table, it's sort of dramatic, you know, and cute. I mean, I think I did this at like 2 o'clock and service was 8:30 or something. I mean, it was so easy. You gotta do this, guys. You could just use white wine. And this is it. Now you're done. Your prep is done. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Reg.
You're welcome.
Okay, here's our 3. So these, you have to chambray these, meaning it's a very fancy term, meaning you have to bring it to room temperature. If you put it in the fridge while you were at work, take it out 30 minutes before you're gonna cook it, so it comes to room temperature. Ready for the chefiest thing you've ever seen on dinner party tonight. We're gonna use a miniature squeeze bottle, and we're gonna squirt a little yuzu mixed with vermouth. It's very fancy. Just pour a little yuzu in here. And then we're just gonna pour in some vermouth. You don't have to do this. You can just pour it in the hole. It's a little more difficult without a squeeze bottle, but you don't need this. It's a dumb thing. You don't need this. I've been buying vinegar at this place called American Vinegar Works. They're amazing. This is a great product. I mean, look how huge this is. This is 2 dinner parties. I used a lot of it. They have so many delicious vinegars. Oh my God. They really have good vinegars. Your guests don't even need to see this, but this is kind of cute. There's the hole. I'm going to show camera again. You need the hole, otherwise it'll overcook. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. Look how little of this I'm going to put in. Look at this. That's it. So I squeezed it once. Look. That's it. Now, how do you check if fish is done? The way you check it is with a toothpick in the opening, which you also need for this. If the toothpick goes straight through with no resistance, it's done. If you hit a little thing, you have to push the stick through, it's not done. Don't be afraid. If you are afraid, do one a week before your party and just play with it. That's what I do. Let's take it to the stage. You might have a question, which is my paper going to burn? No. And the main reason is because it's not in there long enough. Will it discolor slightly? Yes. If there's any drops on the outside, they will discolor. But it's still pretty dramatic. This is 400 convection, which is essentially 415. In we go. Little presents made of fish. Who knows? I think they'll be delish. I think that's more dramatic than the calzone. I'm going to do the toothpick test. It's a matter of a little bit of confidence and a little bit of faith. Oh boy. So I'm just doing this. I'm going, no resistance at all. Here we go. Okay. In my opinion, that is incredibly festive. Look at that. It's festive, is it not? Okay. So I just want to reiterate, you can use any flavor you want. You can literally take your fish, salt, pepper, and a little white wine. End of story, okay? Serve it with asparagus and something. Good night. It doesn't have to have Japanese flavors. It doesn't have to be cod. It can be anything you want. So don't be afraid to try this. And my advice always, if it's for a dinner party, is always do a practice one. If it's something you've never made before, you don't need that on the day of your party. If it's something challenging, okay? So we're gonna take this over here and I'm gonna show you a way to present it. These look like they have a fair amount of liquid. You never know. The fish might have liquid. Too much lemon, who knows? The problem is non-existent because the gravy that it made is superb also. Just gonna put these on the platter like this. And here we have fish on papillote. This is a beautiful bowl. This is from Crate and Barrel. But you could serve this on a large plate, whatever you'd like. I think a bowl is cute, especially if you're serving it with something like rice, which they can put into the liquid. That's what my guest did. And the rice just soaked up all the juice. It was amazing. Yes, I do think Michael Keaton was the best Batman. And they would just snip it with their little snippy poos like this. Take it off, open it up to their perfectly cooked piece of cod with delicious flavors. Look at that. It's your choice if you want to push it off or not. I would say 50% used the paper and 50% didn't. Put the rice right in here. Look at that. I think I'm going to just serve this one in the bowl just for the sake of showing you. Just like this. Just going to drizzle a little bit of that on top. Oh boy! I forgot to tell you guys this. Right before I took it to the table, I cut some chives and kind of put it in the aperture. But right now I'm just going to do this, which you can also have this at the table with a little spoon, and they can garnish their own, which people love to do. Look at how beautiful that is. That's restaurant level. Fish and parchment. We want to say thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for watching Dinner Party Tonight, for supporting us, for writing us comments, for sending your love and suggestions and questions. If you feel like it, subscribe. If you don't feel like it, it's okay. We'll be back soon with more episodes. If you feel like it, go back and watch some really old ones. The very first one was roast chicken, and boy, is it different. That was 8-9 years ago now. But it's fun. I watched one the other day from a long time ago, and it was really good. I was proud of it. So thank you guys again, and all our love from Dinner Party Tonight. Oh, watch me test him, okay. Oh, watch me test him, okay. I'm gonna test him with a toothpick, you can watch me, okay. Watch me test him with a toothpick. It happens today. I'm going to do the toothpick test.